So first of all, company is Smurfit Westrock. We are representing the Adherence and Clinicals team as a subset of the overall company. My name is Brian Sheridan, Vice President globally for the Adherence and Clinicals division. So what we do is we support sponsors, CDMOs and CROs with clinical trial packaging, but also child-resistant, senior-friendly regulated packaging. The differential is we bring a adherence science-based approach to what we do. Today, we took it a step further. We started to talk about digital display labeling, which is a project that we've been working on for a number of years with sponsors in the industry. So as most people would work with and understand in the clinical trial arena, moving throughout the phases, there's difficulty in getting the IMP, the investigational medical product, out to patients. What can happen, if I take one example, is that the stability data is not available at the outset. So a use-by date is applied to the IMP. That use-by date could be within a period of 6 months, really at the outset whilst that stability data is being created. In the sites then, in the clinical sites, what we can find out is that the use-by date can be extended, but at that stage the product is already labelled and it's with a traditional paper-based extended content label. So the choices are to put the product into the bin, to repatriate the product back to the sponsor, the CDMO, so that it gets relabeled. All of that adds cost, time and resource. Integrated within that is a level of risk, because once you start to relabel a product, it can create issues. Digital display labels are transformational in that the opportunity then creates itself that the IMP at the clinical sites can be quite literally scanned within a few seconds and updated with that use by date. That's one key use case. The other is to be able to take some of those DDLs, digital display labels, reprogram them to a different language so you can take IMP from one site and move it on to another location for a patient that ultimately is looking for that product. I guess sustainability is at the forefront of everybody's mindset and the way we work and the way we think. I'm happy to say that it's something that's the fibre of what we do. We are a packaging company. We're traditionally fibre-based. Even the DDL that I mentioned there, it's a fibre-based outer which is built in a modularity format. And the functionality of that is that we look 5 to 6, 7 years out as we build the infrastructure, the ability to be able to separate the DDL, take out the electronic components, the screen, the outer shell becomes a recycle section, and then you can reuse the electronic components. And to the second part of your question, it's very much more now prominent within the business across clinicals. So we look at materials that support that supply chain, whether it's recycle, reuse, or reduce in terms of product portfolio or how it's produced or how it's designed in the first place.